This is a case study on Eric Cartman by Alicia Bryce. Eric Theodore Cartman, or just Cartman, is from the show South Park, which first aired in August of 1997. He's a 10-year-old Caucasian male from South Park, Colorado. He's in the fourth grade and he attends South Park Elementary. He mostly hangs out with Stan, Kyle, Kenny, and Butters, among others, but many of them don't really consider Cartman as their friend. He lives with his mother, Leanne Cartman. His father, Jack Tinnerman, is currently deceased, but was not a part of his life growing up. Personality. Cartman is known for having a temper and overreacting. For example, after the students' annual checkup, the principal posted how much the students had grown in the last year in inches. Cartman, for whatever reason, thought the school was posting the penis sizes of all the boys in the school on the wall for all to see. While at lunch, he threw a temper tantrum and shook the whole table, knocking over his classmates' food and drinks. For another example, one day he wanted an iPad, but his mom told him that she could not afford it, but she offered to buy him an off-brand. He proceeded to yell at her in the middle of Best Buy. He told her to go across the street to buy condoms so that they can at least be safe if she's going to F him. He pulled down his pants and told her to F him while others in the store just watched. He even went outside to a police officer and said, "Help, help, my mom is trying to F me." He's often very vindictive, like the infamous chili con. Scott Tinnerman tricked Cartman out of $10. Once he realized he had been tricked, he tried to get his money back and ended up getting tricked out of another $6.12. After a few failed attempts at revenge, he got Scott's parents killed, held a chili contest, cut Scott's parents up and put them in the chili, and had Scott eat it. He has a blatant disregard for others and their feelings. For example, one night Stan's mom brought home KFC for him and his friends. They just had to help bring in groceries before eating it. Cartman told the others, "If we all help out, we can get it done super fast." Instead of helping, though, he ate all the skin off of the fried chicken and left with no remorse. He has no respect for adults, but especially his mother. He often tells his mom to shut up and curses at her, and one night when she tried to put her foot down and make him go to bed because it was a school night, he pulled a gun on her. He is also known for being hateful and offensive. Cartman is one of those people who hates anyone who's not like him or doesn't have his same beliefs. He often calls his frenemy Kyle a dirty Jew and other names that offend Kyle's Jewish faith. He even emulated Hitler and tried to start another Holocaust. Stressors. Although he has a tendency to be a bully himself, he's often picked on by his classmates. His friends call him fat ass like it's his actual name. This is one of his biggest pet peeves because he doesn't think he's fat, he's just big boned. During an anger management session, the therapist tried to bait Cartman into getting angry by calling him fat. Cartman seemingly ignored him while on his phone. It turns out he was somehow telling the therapist's wife that he had done something with a 14-year-old girl, causing the wife to kill herself. After which he replied, "I'm not fat, I'm big boned." This again shows how vindictive Cartman is, but it also shows how he reacts to being called fat. The 4 Ds. Deviance. Deviance is behavior that is significantly different from the cultural norm. Cartman shows deviance in his violent tendencies. A lot of children hit and throw things when they're angry, but he's definitely more violent than most children his age. He stabbed Rob Reiner. While Rob Reiner was having his own issues, and he brought a lynch mob to sacrifice Cartman to prove that secondhand smoke kills, some may consider this self-defense. But please note that there were parents and police present to handle Rob Reiner. Instead, Cartman stabbed him in his stomach while telling him he does not idolize him anymore. Most children wouldn't have reacted this way. Distress. Distress is a feeling that something is wrong. While Cartman himself does not seem to be distressed about his behavior, his mom has cried about it, and she has tried to hire nannies from the show Nanny 911. When that didn't work, she hired Caesar Milan from the show The Dog Whisperer. His friends often don't want to hang out with him, and they were so upset with his antics when he ate the skin off the KFC that they decided to not speak to him again. Cartman often gets sent to the principal's office and has had to see the school counselor on multiple occasions. They have recommended anger management for him, although this did not work. The principal got so fed up that she ended up talking another student into beating Cartman up. Dysfunction. Dysfunction is difficulty functioning in life. Cartman doesn't really have any functional relationships. His mom tends to look at him as more of a friend, and she enables his behavior. And because of his behavior, his friends don't always think of him as a friend, and some of the female classmates treat him like he's disgusting. He also has problems in school due to his behavior. It's not clear how good or bad his grades are, but he does miss class when he gets sent to the principal or the school counselor. Danger. Danger is the state in which one may cause harm to themselves or others. He's clearly a danger to others. As stated earlier, he plotted to have Mr. and Mrs. Tennerman killed so that he could get back at their son over $16. He conspired to have his own mother killed because she was starting to discipline him. Cartman is also a danger to himself. Though I don't think he would intentionally harm himself, he has threatened to commit suicide, but you could tell he didn't actually want to do it. He was just trying to get attention. I think what is more likely is that he would accidentally injure himself during one of his temper tantrums or revenge plots, or that he would get hurt when he's trying to start a fight with someone. DSM-5 criteria for conduct disorder. Conduct disorder is a violation of others' basic rights or age-appropriate societal norms. At least 3 of a total of 15 criteria must be met within the last year, with at least one present in the past 6 months. Criteria Cartman does meet. In the aggression category, we already know that Cartman is a bully. He also initiates fights with others. He has also used weapons to harm others. He threw a rock at Token and knocked him out because he thought Token called him fat. He joined the Border Patrol, and while a group of people was trying to cross the border from Mexico, he emptied water from a water truck so that they were standing in it. Then he put the taser in the water to electrocute the group. Don't forget about the fact that he used a knife to stab Rob Reiner. He's often pretty cruel to people, though his cruelest act was Chili Con when he got Tennerman to eat his chopped up parents in a bowl of chili. While Cartman has never forcefully sexually violated anyone, he did put Butter's penis in his mouth without his consent while he was sleeping. When he was told he was gay because of this, he blindfolded Butters, told him he had something for him, and made him get on his knees, and he put his penis into Butters' mouth, again without consent. In the destruction of property category, he has been involved with a couple of fires, but they were accidents. He has destroyed Butters' room with a baseball bat not once, but twice. Deceitfulness or theft category. He has broken into homes before. He broke into Kyle's house to give him HIV after contracting it. And while everyone was either celebrating or preparing for the apocalypse after President Obama was elected, he broke into all their homes to steal their TVs to sell them. Cartman's behavior does cause impairment in social and academic functioning because he often misses classes because he has been sent to the principal or school counselor. And he doesn't really have any meaningful relationships. As of right now, antisocial personality disorder can be ruled out because he is under 18 years old. Criteria he does not meet. Theft. While he has stolen before, he doesn't seem to steal very often. He's more known for being aggressive. In the serious violation of rules category, he also does not seem to have a problem staying out past curfew as of right now. And though he has tried to run away, he was not successful, and he only did this once so far. Even though he does not really like school, and he often disrupts the class, he is usually there every day. Based on the fact that he meets at least 6 of the 15 criteria in 3 different categories, I do believe that Cartman has childhood conduct disorder with a lack of remorse or guilt, and I think a lot of his problems start at home with his mother. She enables his behavior by giving a reaction to all of his tantrums, and she tends to cater to him. I think she's lonely, so she looks at Cartman like a friend rather than her child, so she rarely disciplines him. Treatment. I think Cartman could benefit from multisystemic treatment, which is family-based community intervention. It would provide some social skills training for Cartman to help him control his anger and cooperate better with others. But it would also provide some parent training and therapy for Leanne. It would also address his environment at school, his peers, and the rest of his community. In order for successful treatment, the adolescent, their parents, and their teachers completed the child behavior checklist, which is a rating scale that was used to assess externalizing problems, meaning outward behavior like losing your temper, verbal or physical aggression, etc. Treatment is administered by a clinician or clinicians with the assistance of research assistants and MST supervisors and consultants. Parents and their children receive family therapy. Parents also received individual parent sessions and parent training sessions, and the adolescent received individual sessions and school-based intervention. Treatment lasts for 18 months with time of assessments at baseline, 3 months, which is mid-treatment, 6 months, which is post-treatment, and 18 months, which is follow-up. Effectiveness. There was a control group in this study who received behaviorally focused classroom management from the school or services as usual. Parents and adolescents in the treatment group did report a larger decrease in externalizing problems than the control group. However, teachers' reports did not show any significant change. This could have happened for many reasons, like parents and their child being biased or MST focusing more on the home and the family than school. Would this work for Cartman? I don't think this particular study will generalize to Cartman for a few reasons. One being that they use children who are in middle school or high school who are between the ages of 11 and 18 years old. Cartman is not quite there in age yet. The second reason is that they only use students who were in special behavior intervention classrooms and students who were not referred by the courts. Cartman is not currently in any special class, and seeing that he has been arrested about 7 times, I'm sure he would have been court referred. Third, because they did want the adolescent assent, and I don't honestly believe that Cartman would have given them any kind of approval. And even if he did, I don't think he would have cooperated with the RAs and the clinicians. He does not see anything wrong with his behavior, so the CBCL assessment would not have been very accurate on his part. Ecological model. Microsystem. I have already discussed Cartman's mother and her parenting style. She treats him like a friend and tends to coddle him, spoil him, and rarely disciplines him. Cartman is being raised by a single mother. He murdered his father, Jack Tinnerman, by proxy, and Leanne has not remarried. His friends, with the exception of Butters, sometimes don't want to be bothered with him, so they sometimes leave him out of things. You can tell that the school employees are tired of Cartman's antics, but they do seem like they care about him. I definitely believe the school will be supportive of Cartman's treatment. I think they would do whatever they needed to in order to better his behavior. I believe his mother wants to help, but she has her own issues that would eventually undermine his growth. I think his friends and classmates would undermine his treatment as well, just because they would probably think they were being tricked in some way if Cartman's behavior changed for the better. For example, there was an internet troll trolling women. It was actually one of the parents, but the students all believed it was Cartman. When he tried to show that he was a feminist, no one believed him, and the students tried to get him expelled. Exosystem. Leanne's social work, meaning the other parents and citizens of SouthPark. They can all be very toxic and inappropriate, even in front of the children. They often get drunk and act belligerent, like when President Obama was elected. Half of the adults in South Park drunkenly celebrated in the streets while the other half panicked and bunkered down. They got into fights when there was no room left in the bunker. They have been known to talk about Leanne and say that she has slept with everyone in South Park, and they sometimes subscribe to groupthink. I don't think this type of behavior would be beneficial for Cartman's treatment. They could end up being the type of people to hear Cartman is receiving treatment and form a lynch mob calling him crazy or saying he's possessed. In conclusion, I don't think all is lost for Eric Cartman. I think with some changes in Leanne's parenting and some discipline at home and at school, Cartman's behavior could get better. In fact, Cartman did make some small temporary changes when Caesar Milan, the dog whisperer, came to his house and taught his mom how to discipline him. But Leanne realized she missed her friend, meaning her son, so she reverted back to her previous behavior of catering to Cartman, and in return, he reverted back to his unacceptable behavior. Hopefully, Cartman will get some treatment soon so that his behavior does not grow into a personality disorder like antisocial personality disorder or maybe even histrionic disorder on his account for his need for attention.